one of the comments that we should speak on definitely is, feds killed a man, or the conspiracy theory that the government wanted Nipsey dead, or because he was working on the Dr. CB community. If you guys don't mind, I just want to squash this.
Yeah,
I want to squash this right now because it's been pissing me off since when we heard about Nipsey getting shot, before he was even dead or presumed dead or whatever it may be. Those theories started coming out, and there's nothing that pissed me off more than that. Yeah. We live in a world where we thrive on conspiracy theories, and we thrive on just, this is bigger than us, and everyone wants to be woke. Everyone wants to think it's bigger. No, like, let's see it for what really happened. Right. And then sometimes it's thrown away. We're throwing away accountability because we don't want to believe our own people did this. We don't want to believe that another man got in an altercation with Nipsey and killed him. So we try to come up with different theories. We try to come up with different areas, and I get it. It makes it easier. I get it. Becomes a story and what it is. But this isn't it.
It's not.
This is not what happened. Someone of our own took Nipsey Hussle away.
And I want to touch base on something else. So what Nipsey was trying to do with this documentary was educate his people. So for those of you who don't know, Dr. Sebi, he had helped cure AIDS. He's a doctor from Honduras. And many people didn't know his story. So the doctor, who is no longer with us, God rest his soul, Nipsey wanted to help his people and to share this information with them. That is why he was doing the documentary. So what it kind of consists of is him talking about how he came about this cure. It was a lot of, herbs and like a unique diet. It was basically really educational. Like, that was the purpose. It wasn't to brainwash people or to think that, the government wasn't working on a cure for AIDS, because in the documentary they just talk about a lot of man-made diseases. Right. And, I think that kind of triggered a lot of ideas into people's heads. But really the intention that Nipsey had behind it was to educate his people. That's all.
Go ahead, Mike.
And I'm looking at the comments based off of that. The fact that people can just assume the connection of Nipsey trying to make this documentary and his life being taken away from him. Like our guy West just said, there's a lot of Dr. Sebi information out there. It's not a secret. It's not a secret. There's plenty of YouTubes out there. If that's the case, not saying this happened, but if that's the case, everybody that puts out a YouTube video, they must have a target on their back, right? Because they're putting out this information that this guy had. And yes, he lost his life, but the information is still flowing out. And Nipsey's probably one of many people who also are trying to push the information, whether it be a documentary coming out, YouTube videos out, books, articles out there about the guy. There's no way that I feel, and I think a lot of people, when it first happened, when people didn't have the information, that's when the conspiracy theories really started to fly, because people were like, oh man, how could this happen? But as the information started to roll out, I think more and more people are starting to dead the whole conspiracy situation and whatnot. And I'll go on what you said, because I want to reach back to something in the comments that I'm reading about. But go ahead.
I was just going to say, documentaries. There's no documentary that comes out that's a secret. What documentaries do, they put one story together. They piece stories together, whether you're informed or you're not informed. You can think of sport documentary, any type of documentaries. The information is out there. You just have to go and search for them. So what documentaries do, they make them easier. Nipsey's been talking about Dr. CB for years. It's not because he comes out with he starts speaking on it more that we're gonna say he got killed for this. And if you think about it, wouldn't you think that if Nipsey died, which he did, so Nipsey's dead, this documentary that comes out, wouldn't it be bigger now?
Sure. They'll shine more light on it.
It's going to shine even more light on it.
Who knew about the documentary?
A lot of people don't know about Dr. CB until Nipsey died. So it just escalates even more. Like, Nipsey's music is escalating even more that he's dead. So the theory of just, the government's gonna shut down Nipsey so that the documentary doesn't go. No, there's just no logic to it whatsoever.
I agree.
I want to the comments are kind of going off on a topic that I feel is great to talk about, and it talks about this situation. Just to look at it from another angle, Nipsey did all of this in his community. you know, him getting killed and whatnot, a lot of people also coming out saying, your hood doesn't love you, you know. And I think to kind of summarize, one of the comments coming in from NoCap757 is saying, you know, to kind of summarize, I think what he's saying is, sometimes no matter how big of a celebrity you are, where you're coming from, if you can get the hell up out of there, get the hell up out of there and don't look back. You know, you could find fame and fortune, whatever the case, find your niche, find your way, and it can elevate you to get out of where you're from and not be around that. Now, some people may look at that, well, why don't you, you know, be proud of where you came from, how you grew up? And I mean, I can kind of see it from both ends. You want to be proud to say, yeah, I'm from so-and-so. I came up out of the dirt from so-and-so, and look what I've become. And at the same time, people could say, I came from so-and-so, and that didn't, look how I made myself better being from there, and I got away from there, and I don't want any association with it. So some people, I think, that are saying in the comments, you know, obviously, unfortunately, Nipsey has passed away, but could he have been a bigger celebrity and done much more outside of LA? I mean, that's where he's from, yes, but you know, it's a conversation that can be had, I think. I
just feel like, you know, for someone like Nipsey, someone as selfless as him, making it out, he definitely wanted to let the next young kid coming up know. And he said this in his interview. He was like, I wanted them to know that I've been through it too. And if I can make it out, you can make it out. And I think that sends a bigger message. I know in some instances, yes, you make it out and you can't go back. But if you can and you want to, I think you should try. Because if you know that you had it a certain way and it was hard for you at one point, why not extend a helping hand to the next kid coming up? Because these are kids coming up and, you know, making it out of the dirt, making it out of, you know, all this violence. Why not try to make it easier? Why not want to help out the community? Because not everybody is gonna make it. Not everybody. It depends on the person. I think it depends on who that person is, because you have JC who will do it from afar, but then you have Nipsey who wants to be in there, who wants to, you know, meet them firsthand, wants to be more hands-on. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Yes, it has its downfalls, but if you want to be hands-on in the community and you want to be that figure for someone to look up to, I mean, I don't think there was anything wrong with the way he did that. Man.
Some people, though, look at this whole situation, you know, from the other side and be like, what the hell is Nipsey doing standing on the corner, right, where it's, you know, obviously a tough area to be around, you know, even though he has his stores and whatnot there, as big of a celebrity he is, he shouldn't be standing out there. That's what some people will say. He had no business out there, out and about, you know, just whatever. You know, people say he shouldn't be in that situation. As big as a star he is, you know, knowing that, you know, and he probably believed it too, that, you know, anytime someone can come for him, because I think he even said in the documentary, not that he died because the doctor said everything, but he even said it in an interview that I saw, like, if people gonna come for me, I hope, you know, everybody rides out for me. Right. So it's tough, man. It's tough. A guy that wants to give back so much, but should he be where? I don't even know how to think of it.
One thing, you know, that comes out of this, because, you know, people are disgusted, people are upset, especially people from the hood, when this is a hero that we're talking about. This is a hood legend, per se. One thing we can't do, though, whether you want celebrities to be out the hood or you want them to stay in your hood, whatever it may be, we can't give up on the hood. We can't give up.
You can't give up on your community.
Because if you give up, sure, you want to get mad at the adults who did this. This is an adult. This is a grown-ass man who killed Nipsey. But this is babies. If you give up on the hood, you're giving up on the babies who are coming up as well.
Who didn't ask for this, who didn't have no part in it.
And it seems like this is just a cycle that will never end. But at some point, we have to continue to fight. Like, it's crazy how a man like this, who spreads nothing but love and positivity and gives back, could get his life taken away. It's just, it's really, I don't know, man.
It's heartbreaking. But before we wrap up with this topic, so you know, Nipsey being the given person that he is, let's just shine a light on his legacy. He donated a pair of shoes to each student at an elementary school. He owned a burger joint. A lot of the students would get free food. He also owned a fish market, a barbershop. There was also a video of him taking a homeless man to get his hair cut at his barbershop for free. He helped fund upgrades to campus playgrounds and offered jobs to struggling neighbors. He's also pitched in for funerals for those who lost family members against gun violence. and the list just goes on.
And then on top of that, you know, the reports that were coming out were saying the day, you know, Monday, he was supposed to have a meeting with the police chief or something like that. I forgot.
The LAPD
to speak on. Yep, he's supposed to do that. Like everything you just listed, and on top of meeting with the LAPD, this is a guy that was just so hands-on, trying to do better, and it just goes back to the fact the evil in this world is so real. Evil is real in this world, man, and you just, you know, gotta pray, you know, that your family, friends, loved ones are watched over every day. It's just, I know it's been a lot of emotions for a lot of people, man. It's been tough to really think about and digest.
It has, but we will keep everybody updated on where this case leads, where it goes, and we can only pray that justice is really served for Nipsey.
The marathon will continue, Nip. We're going to continue. You know, we should use this as a moment to really understand, like Sam just said, giving up in the hood would be like giving up on Nipsey was about. He wanted the marathon to continue. You know, here on Double M we'll do our part. Everyone who's watching, I know, be motivated by this man. This man was some, like we keep saying, this man was all about love, positivity. Do as best as you can to continue this marathon as much as possible.
R.I.P.
I agree.